typed the LCG streamer in the chat, so I didn't notice it, but I was just sitting in Jogoku and I saw it there, and then I looked in the chat and saw, oh, hey, they're looking for a streamer. So let's do this. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm going to pull up their deck list so that I can see them and reference them. I will forget whose deck is who, I am sure. Oh, no, it'll be easy to distinguish since they're on different strongholds. All right, so let's see, who is Italy and who is France? All right, so France is IdeNobu, and StormSeeker is Italy. So for France, we have a Yasumura and a Moto Youth. Yasumura purchased with 1 and a Gunso. Was Gunso used to get this Moto Youth? I imagine so. We did the exact same thing on the other side of the board. They bought the exact same characters. So this Yasumura goes in converting Moto Youth into Temple of the Dragons, and we see Temple of the Dragons used to resolve the Void Ring, or the Earth Ring, and Captive Audience is discarded at random. We see Seeker of Void to gain a Fate, which is why I was thinking Void Ring there, is because I saw Void as I was reading through. All right. So we see Moto Youth gets converted by Yasumura's ability, and we see just this Gunso defend. Let me take a look at this Shiro Shinjo deck and see if it's on Scattered Terrain, which it looks like it is. Scattered Terrain, 3 Forged Edict, 2 Calling in Favors for the Scorpion Splash. So they're going to be happy just to poke and reveal provinces, and the City of the Rich Frog already helps them with that, having an eminent province. So that's nice for them. They got an extra Fate to start turn 1, meaning they started at both at 7 Fate this game. So we did see this Moto Youth get sacrificed to the Stronghold here. And Temple of the Dragons did break. This should be a fairly fast game because Unicorn tends to play aggressively. Hey, Ide, how are you doing? I'm guessing that you play Unicorn, and so you can correct me on all the mistakes I make as I talk about this game. Going at City of the Rich Frog here, so I guess they'll use their second conflict to flip over another province. So, or not playing for the Scouted Terrain game, I guess. All right, so IdeNobu passes here, no defense. So let's see if there's any buff from Unicorn to break the City of the Rich Frog. And we do see a Katana come down, and so City will break, so 1 break each for Unicorn. Let's see, what conflict characters is HMT running? So HMT is running 3 Ambushers, 1 Shinneman Wayfinder, and 1 Ayuchi Wayfinder. So we might see them play an Ambusher here to try and get another break. But attacking into Pilgrimage, we'll see if they decide that they want to invest anything into it. HMT is also on Keeper of Fire, so I imagine we're seeing, we might have Jin in this list. Yeah, we've got 2 Unleash the Jin. And we've got 3 Strengthened Numbers and 3 In Service to My Lord for the Lion's Flash. Yeah, one where Scattered is almost too slow. Yeah, Unicorn does like to go fast. So, but I mean, I can still see attacking into something else to try and break it and play towards scattered terrain at the same time. Because it is open deckless, you do know what the provinces are. Um, and I guess Rally to the Cause would be the one you're worried about. Or Appealing to the Fortunes because of this Tetsuko in play. But you're not really worried about Manicured Garden or Khan's Ordu. So flipping either of those wouldn't have been too bad. So we do see Wayfinders get played with 1 Fate. And then we see Join the Fray Tetsuko. No courtiers on the Shinjo side, so no chance to cancel that with a Forged Edict. All right, and it is currently 8-3, so this pilgrimage is currently breaking, and no fate means Unicorn can't play anything into this because of Tetsuko. So we see the Wayfinders get dishonored with the Fire Ring and a Keeper Initiate come into play. Yeah, you fear upholding in the scouted deck because you don't want to lose scouted terrain. But with open deck lists, you get that chance to see what their provinces are, and then you know what you're going into. But just flipping a province, really, there's not much to fear versus HMT deck. But I guess if you didn't look at the deck list and you aren't entirely sure what the provinces are, then you might be a little bit more hesitant. And we do see a political water attack into Appealing to the Fortunes. Let's see, what political buffs do we have for this Moto Youth? Oh, we see Captive Audience to flip it to military. I would have gotten there eventually looking at the list. I was just seeing if there were any Paul buffs, which it looks like Tattered Missive is the only Paul buff, but that has to go on a courtier character. And yeah. All right. So we see HMT attack political error into upholding authority. And we see the Gunso defend, who was ready with the water ring. So HMT's board is all going away here, except for this Keeper Initiate at the end of this turn. So that's looking up for Shiro Shinjo here. I guess I can refer to them as France and Italy as well. So France's board going away here, so that's looking good for Italy. We do see Ambusher come down on this upholding authority after a captive audience played to switch it to military. So Ambusher going to prevent the trigger on upholding authority, but Unicorn does need 1 more strength to be able to break this. So let's see what they have. as far as that goes. But it doesn't cost them anything. So 3 katanas and 3 curved blades. And we do see a curved blade come down. So that's going to be this upholding authority broken. I don't know what Shiro Shinjo can do to stop this. Yeah, there we go. We do see upholding authority break, and this ambusher stops it from triggering. So France takes the favor and gets to keep this keeper initiate. Going on the stronghold next, or on this turn coming up. And that is likely to be either cons or, let's see, what else haven't we seen? Border Fortress, so going to be cons Ordu. Yeah, so this has been a fairly fast game. All right, so we see Border Rider, Kaze Regulars, a Shinjo Gunso, and a Mia Mystic for France. We see a Twilight Rider, Imperial Storehouse, a Yurt, and a Merchant of Curiosities for Italy. And I'm pretty sure, let me double check that I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, okay. I keep worrying every time I refer to them as their country that I'm mixing up which country is which unicorn. So we see this Gunso purchased, and it finds another Yasamura. We see Merchant and Curiosities purchased with 1, and then the Twilight Rider purchased. And then France just passes. I imagine we will see a cavalry reserves, and maybe another join the fray. Plenty of fate for it. Italy may have 1 cancel, and there's still enough fate for 2 cav reserves. So both players bid 5. All right, we see Storehouse used to draw another card. And then we see Yurt used to give each player 2 fate. All right, it looks like we're going to see a political water poke here. Probably planning to bow this Yasamura so that none of their characters can be converted. And this is into Khan's Ordu. So we see no defense and then assassination on the Merchant of Curiosities. We see Forged Edict to cancel Assassination. I imagine we'll see a military pump here now to potentially get this break, but definitely to trigger the water ring. But needs a way to re-honor this merchant to be able to cancel a Cav reserves or join the fray. So we do see a Cav reserves come down from Italy. So that's going to be enough to break here. And gets rid of those Kaze regulars. So that stops the potential join the fray, but I imagine we'll still see a cavalry reserves. And we see in service to my lord bowing this keeper initiate to ready Yasamura. So the water ring just ends up with the keeper initiate bowed instead of Yasamura. And we see the Twilight Rider get converted. So currently 4 military for France, which if Italy defends with both the Wayfinders and Yasamura, it'll be versus 6 military. We do see defense with both characters. And we see just a pass from Italy. Let's see that Cav reserves come from France. Enough 8 to be able to play 2 of them. Yeah, there's the Cav reserves bringing in Tetsuko and then 3 Moto Youth. 13 to 6, that's going to be enough to break this stronghold. And so there we go. That is going to be game 4 France. So I don't know what they are in their series, but let's take a quick look at that real quick. It looks like France was up 4-1. So this brings them 5-1, and one more game that either has been played and hasn't had its results reported, or one game left to play in this series for round 4 of the World Cup. Yeah. So HMT is fast. That is for sure. Um, and so you've got to have the cancels to stop the Cav reserves, and you just have to match their speed, which Shiro has trouble doing. But again, thanks for tuning into this game. If there are any more throughout the day, we will try and catch them. But that is it for